Right here is my scratch-built Boeing 737-400 Combi in Alaska Airlines colors. It's a 50mm EDF jet. It's hand launch, and in this build video I'm going to go over in detail about how I built it. So it's just a Depron plane with Depron foam folded over formers basically. It's pretty simple. It's got 50mm EDFs running on 4-cell right here. And out of all the airliners I built now, I think this is the 11th or 12th. This might be my favorite just because of how well the Alaska colors turned out. So let's go to the beginning and see how I built this. If you go under view, you can select take screenshot. And you can select the area of the plans you want. So say I want this section of the fuselage right here. You can select that right there. Press print. So what you do here, I just go to the tile scale feature. For this build, it's tuner 76%. You can calculate that yourself using the percent change formula. As you can see, when I press enter, it automatically tiles it. So what you see right here is the bottom sheeting for the wing. It's cut out of 2mm Depron. It's the first thing I did. It's very important to check and compare the specifications on the plans you print out to the actual model wing length and chord in case there's any changes. As you can see here, I had to adjust the chord of the wing. So I did that, then I enlarged the ailerons so I can get more roll authority. And if I added flaps and spoilers, I would have marked them at this point. Right here are the scale outlines for the spars. So if your paper model plans are detailed enough to have these spar outlines, print them out and then first check to make sure it is actually the scale outline compared to the front drawing of the real plane you're modeling after. So once I check that, I cut off 2mm from the top and bottom of all the spars, and that's to account for the top and bottom sheeting, because I like having a scale thickness throughout the wing. One of the most common questions I get asked is how I choose airfoils. I've experimented with this and concluded that it does not matter at the scale. What matters to me is scale looks. Airliner airfoils are generally different at the root, so I choose a scale root airfoil so I can get that positive incidence at the root. I then simply fold the wing sheet pieces over the outer spars to create a symmetrical airfoil along the rest of the wing. The most important airfoil ribs are the root and engine support ribs. Here I have the tail section of the 737-400. This is the main way I build my airliner tail sections now. So I just have the normal sheeting formers, but for the tail attaches, I always add balsa airfoils ribs inside and the root ribs outside in 6mm Depron like this. And then here's the main spar. It gives a correct dihedral angle. So this way when I glue the sheeting on and add, the vertical and horizontal spars, it's attached to the fuselage pretty well. And it blends in the fuselage nicely. There's no trying to fit a pre-made stabilizer into the fuselage. It's built right on top, just like this. Here is the back end of the fuselage complete, along with the nose under construction. So because there's no nose gear or anything in the front here, it's a pretty simple structure. I have the formers cut out to save weight, and they're placed right on the joints between the sheeting so I can sand it smooth, like right here. And as you can see here, and then I'll add spackle later, make it even smoother. Same idea back here, just a little more former material left to support the tail. It's pretty simple. Once I get the nose done, I'll subtract the length from the total fuselage. So I'll measure this guy, subtract the total length from the fuselage, and that'll give me the center section I need. The most difficult part when building these airliners, in my opinion, is a wing mount and fairing. I first used my airfoil as a cutting guide on the fuselage with the proper incidence. I then added basswood pieces inside with blind nuts to secure the wing with nylon bolts. The wing fairing is carefully fitted and shaped with 2mm Depron and then glued on.